Let's be honest, Nintendo, ever since the GameCube didn't sell too well, has mostly been focused on milking out cash cow games and releasing more over-casualized, watered-down games. A good example of this, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This game pretty much also contains many things wrong with Nintendo in the Wii era, such as playing off nostalgia. It also has co-op offline, tacked on motion controls, and various other things that, well, you don't really want. So how amazing is this game? Well, let's be honest. They first started off with the Mario Brothers on the DS, New Super Mario Bros. DS. And of course, they made the Wii version because the DS one sold like hotcakes, and the Wii one sold a boatload as well. But is it any good, or is it just pretty much everything wrong with Nintendo today? Let's find out. So the first thing you notice when you start the game is the control scheme. Unlike many Wii games where you can use classic controller and the like, this game wants you to use your Wii remote held sideways. That's already the first sign you can see where this game's going. So basically, the game works like this. It has the same basic controls you would expect from a Mario game. However, of course, as with Nintendo in the Wii era, and later, there's a twist. It has tacked on motion controls. So the first thing you do when you start the game is you pick how many players you want. Because this game has co-op. Only offline, though. You cannot do this online whatsoever, especially in an era where many online games such as Call of Duty Black Ops with its zombie co-op mode, Halo 3's single player, Left 4 Dead, Castle Crashers, many other games have co-op. Nintendo, on the other hand, they're living in the past. And co-op is still not online in this game. It's offline. The story mode of the game, same old, you play one, you play them all. The storyline goes like this. Princess Peach has been kidnapped yet again. You would have thought that the Mushroom Kingdom would have beefed up security after Bowser keeps kidnapping Princess Peach, but apparently they don't, and Princess Peach is kidnapped again, and it's up to Mario, Luigi, and the Toads to save them. And what will happen next? Just the same old. Oh, and there's Yoshi's and Koopalings and some throwbacks to the older Mario games, because after all, that's how you make a video game. You have to play off nostalgia, right? But anyways, that's pretty much what this game does the whole time. When you first start up the game and actually get into it, you notice one thing. The game bears a striking resemblance to the DS version. And that's the thing, this game looks just like the DS version, despite being on a more powerful console. Other than the co-op, the Yoshis, and a few other added features, it even looks and plays just like the DS version. The graphics are pretty much bland and mediocre, just like the music, which is the same generic Mario stuff you've heard for all the other games. And that's pretty much what sums this game up. This game feels generic and bleh. And that's pretty much what this game can be summed up as. It looks this way, but hey, after all, graphics don't matter. I mean, forget the 2D backgrounds and the fact that the game looks like it could have been done on either a GameCube or the DS. This game has the same generic gameplay as the other Mario games. You see, Nintendo really doesn't change the gameplay around with this game. I mean, it feels just like the old Mario's gameplay-wise, but style-wise, it feels the same too. It's got that same generic, low-budget indie game look that the DS version has. I mean, it even looks the same, and it looks generic too. I mean, look at the past. Nintendo had, not only did the Mario games look different in the past between each other, but you had stuff like Yoshi's Island, which had its very distinct Super FX art style. And here's another thing. The game happened to shoehorn motion controls into it. You see, Nintendo basically shoehorned motion controls into many games from this time. And basically this game shows it pretty well with the fact that many things require you to shake the Wiimote. From flying up in the air to, well, even stuff such as, turning up, there are these things which are basically levers and what side swings, or I don't even know what you call those things, like those playground things. where you'd sit on one side and do the other. There's stuff like that in these levels. And you know what? Here's the thing with them. These pretty much, they require the Wii Remote for some bizarre reason. In fact, that's a thing with a lot of the things in this game. They oddly, for some reason, require the Wii Remote to be shaken. I mean, this is a 2D game where you just happen to move you just move around and press buttons, and they somehow decided it would be a good idea to tack motion control onto it. I mean, I really don't get the point of it either. The gameplay, not just that, but here's another thing with the gameplay. It's designed to be incredibly easy. Sure, there are a few cheap deaths here and there to give the illusion the game is hard, such as you running into something and dying, but you see, the game pretty much eliminated all sense of difficulty. Not only does it have, well, stuff such as the co-op mode, obviously, but here's the thing it really has. If you die like 8 times in a row, if you're that bad at the game will actually give you a feature which lets it play itself, basically making the last few Mario games look like Dark Souls. I mean, or any other hard game like Dark Souls that people talk about. I mean, when you get to the point where the game plays itself, you have a problem. And that's what this game does. So not only does the game look and feel bland, generic, and plays bland and generic, but it even feels extremely easy. So what is the point of this game? Well, I mean, and look. Here's the thing with this game. Not only that, but it requires you to shake it to do even certain things in the game. But yeah, this game is just the same generic stuff. In fact, like I said, there have been several new Super Mario Bros. Games with it in there. I mean, look. Here's a picture I found comparing all 4 new Super Mario Bros. Games. I mean, look, this is the textbook definition of rehash, copy-paste, and samey. I mean, look at this. They all look similar. And what's wrong with that? The fact that not only did they do it 4 times, but they did it as a launch title for system-lacking games even. And that's the problem. This game does nothing to stand out from the merits even the older Marios had. I mean, sure, the older Marios might not have aged well. Sure, they might have been good for their time, but if you're looking back, not all of them were that great. And here's the thing. This game, unlike the older Marios, which have some redeeming value, such as nostalgia, and pretty much that, this game doesn't have any of that. It feels like a bland copy-paste with motion controls tacked on. And that's all I really have to say about this. If you're looking for everything wrong with Nintendo with the Wii, and many of the problems with the DS, just play this game, and you'll see exactly why Nintendo and why the Wii U is not selling well, and why the Wii ended up having a real quick shelf life, because once the novelty wore off, the Wii went back to where it ended up with many people. In the bargain bin. And in the closets. And that's all I have to say for this. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and please, there are better games, there are better platformers than New Super Mario Bros. This is pretty much everything wrong with modern day Nintendo. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and please, there are better games out there than this. And one more thing I thought I might as well mention before I end the video. You can't even save after each level. You have to save at the end of each castle. That's all. Sure, you can save whenever you want, but it's only one file and it deletes when you try to load it. That's all you need to know. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.